Evolutionary.org podcast coming your way. Stevesmi here and Rick. What's up, buddy? How you doing?
What's up, Steve? What's up, guys? How's everybody doing out there?
All right, guys. So end of the first quarter, guys. Been a crazy quarter. A lot of you, 75% of the U.S. is, in a situation where your gyms are probably closed. And the few that are not, your gyms are probably going to be closed at some point as this thing, as the virus spreads to the rural community. So in this podcast, we're going to talk about what we're doing to stay in shape. I'll say right off the bat, Rick, I'll admit this has been tough, man. This has been really, really tough. It's been tough just to not be around people and to work out with people and take, classes, yoga classes with people. And so the best thing that I've been doing has been, getting my living room. I don't live in a big place as it is. I have a very small place. So what I've done is move my furniture, to one side of the house, clear out my living room. And then what I did, I have an Apple TV, I believe it's called, and you can kind of pull up YouTube on the app, if you know what I mean. And I've been pulling up some workout videos and yoga videos and a lot of gyms. My gym is actually putting out yoga. My yoga gym is putting out yoga videos, and my regular gym is putting out gym videos. So what I've been doing is I've been doing hour videos off of YouTube and just watching them and doing that. That's been my workouts. And I did that. I've been starting to do that, and I've felt so much better just having access to that. And it makes you appreciate being in that situation of having the freedom to go to a gym, having the freedom to go to a yoga class, having the freedom to, go and go to the park, because even the parks are closed, even the beaches are closed. So, but in the meantime, you guys got to make the best of it. But it has been really, really depressed. I've been really surprised how depressed I've been not having that social interaction with people. So, but guys, in this podcast, we're going to talk about some tips to help you get through it. Rick, you're in a situation where you live, where if you even leave your house, you can get arrested, right?
Yeah, they're ticketing people, and some people are getting arrested for going outside. We're under quarantine rules here. I don't really live in Colombia. I was born here, have family out here, but I was raised in New York, and that's where my mother is, and my sister, and my two kids there in New York. So I was just down here and got stuck. The country suddenly overnight shut down air travel, and I'm not in the capital, so it made it hard for me to leave, and so I'm kind of stuck here for now. And yeah, you're not allowed. I mean, you can go out during the day and get food, but you can't travel in a car with a bunch of people. You can't be out and about with your old lady or your family. It's only one person, and you're out to get food or you're out to get medicine, and then you get back home. So what they're trying to do to stop the spread is keeping people away from each other.
Yeah, they're actually arresting people where I live who are going into places they shouldn't be. Example, like parks. If you're going to a park that's closed, if you're going to the beach, you are getting arrested. They're not hauling you to jail, but they are doing what they're doing for you, Rick. They're actually writing people tickets, and it's basically you got to show up to court. So, but we all got to work together, guys. It sucks. We have to.
Do you think the parks are a big deal, Steve? Because a lot of us that can't get to a gym, can't get on a cardio machine, the park, it's a good way to do both, be away from people and get a workout in it. You can just stay away from people at the park. Do you think that's fair?
A national park where I live is open, but the state parks, the county parks are closed. The problem with that is, I'll give you an example. One of the county parks where I live, they have like barbecues outdoors. And when it's open, people go there and they play tennis. People go there and they have barbecues, big get-together, birthday parties and stuff. So that's the problem with keeping it open. If people went there and had a big get-togethers, that would not, be good. And then obviously playing tennis, you're touching the ball back and forth. It's, very easy to spread it. You're sweating on each other. So basketball courts are closed. Again, you're sweating on each other. It's very easy to spread. So, that's something we just got to deal with. But I have a national park that's open. It is so packed with people. Before, like, barely anyone was there. Now it's like really, really packed because it's like the only place even that you're allowed to go. So
I think as long as you practice social distancing at parks, you should be allowed to use them.
Yeah, but people aren't. Like the national park, Rick, that I went to, people are not distancing.
Yeah, that's a problem. Yeah, if they're not practicing social distancing when going to work out, that's a problem. That you should do that. Yeah. People should be allowed to use the parks to stay in shape. Again, it's a health matter. If you're not allowed to do cardio in these parks away from people, that's kind of not cool.
One of the interesting thing is the governor of Delaware chimed in on why they're not shutting down liquor stores. And the reason he said was because if they shut down liquor stores, people would go crazy. People would be bashing the window in to get the liquor because people are so addicted to it. But we're addicted to working out too, and not being able to work out.
Quarantine is going to make a bunch of people have some home violence episodes, some cops getting called in.
Yes, crime is down, but domestic violence is up like 25%.
Also, some dudes that have like two relationships, two households, they're gonna get caught during this too. It's just,
like you.
Come on.
You got a girl in Vegas, you got a girl in New York, you got a girl in Colombia. But don't even try to mess up.
And good thing nobody listens to the podcast.
So, Rick, we want to get into some good news. Some good news came out on coronavirus testing, and you wanted to talk about it a little bit, and then we're going to start talking about some things we're doing to stay in shape. But go ahead and update everyone on that because you got some good info.
Yeah, the reason in Asia they got testing up pretty quickly is because they've had bird flu issues before, and they made these tests pretty quickly. In the U.S., apparently, and just found out about this watching a John Stossel special. Apparently, there were some rules where the FDA would have to give permission to private companies to develop a test for the coronavirus, and apparently it didn't. The CDC developed it on its own, the first version, the one that didn't work too well. And yeah, the reason we did not have test kits on time, it's just bureaucracy, rules, not permitting private industry to create a test, even though the pandemic was full on going. They weren't allowed to. So that's just something that's interesting. And the president came in and said in a press conference, look, invent whatever you need to invent to help us. Nobody's gonna get in trouble over it. Just do it. Because the reason testing took so long to get good tests going is private companies were not even allowed to develop them.
Yeah, so they've actually started testing a lot more people now in different states. So hopefully that can get ramped up. I think once they start testing people, at least people can take more the quarantine seriously. So, a couple.
The testing will make the quarantine better, so that we can get back to work and normal life. I think the combination of the testing and now it seems like the treatment with the 3 drug combination has shown some promise. I think between being able to test for it and having a treatment, something you can take with you when you're sick so that you don't fucking die, those 2 things are going to allow us to get back into the swing of things. I hope. So I'd like to. I mean, it's working from home is great, and I kind of already worked out from home quite a bit before anyway. But you really need that equipment, the mindset, being at the gym, the clanking in the background, clank, clank, clank. You just kind of, I miss that as well. So I'm really hoping between testing, which should allow us to quarantine the people that should be quarantined, and a treatment so that if you do get sick, it's just like a bad flu or a bad cold that you we already have a medication that works to help you get better. Those two things, I think we're going to be back into swing real fast.
All right, so here's a story coming out. A couple weeks ago, I talked about the possibility that a lot of these gyms that are closing would still bill people, because if you're on they got your credit card and you're on a recurring subscription, we've all been in those situations before, where you just keep getting billed and billed and billed. And so here's a company. It's a New York-based gym. It's called New York Sports Club. And they have 600,000 members across the country. And they keep billing people. And all the people are trying to get a hold of them. Basically, they close all their gyms, but they're still billing people. And all their customers are trying to get a hold of them, they're emailing them, they're calling them, they're just getting a voicemail. So they sent everyone an email when someone emails in, just a cookie cutter email saying that, once we reopen, we will, update you on your memberships. But in the meantime, they're still billing people. And the kicker is they fired most of their employees during this time. They furloughed them. They're not paying them. So I was worried that this would happen. I'm curious to hear you guys out there if you've had similar situations. I know like LA Fitness, surprisingly, they've had a history of doing bullshit like this. But from what I've been hearing from people, they actually are not billing people. They are freezing memberships. And I think that a lot of gyms that do this really should be called out. And we've got to basically just make sure that we network what gyms are doing this and we don't give them business when they do reopen, because that's bullshit to keep billing people even though they're closed. So Rick, do you know this company, New York Sports Club?
New York Athletic Sports Club? Is that the one? I don't want to say the wrong thing.
It's called New York Sports Clubs. That's the name of the company. The parent company is called Town Sports International Holdings and Town Sports International.
It's going to happen. Some gyms are just going to try to shift off the expenses onto their members. You're just going to get that. There are some federal programs to give businesses that were affected some relief. There's a couple of types of loans you can get, and it's definitely worth researching into. It's probably a much better option for gyms that are in trouble over this to go into some loan help, to imagine the friendship and just the connection they've made with their customers by trying to make them pay for this. It's probably the only and best option for any gym that wants to do things properly, is get some loans, because you're going to see a lot of pissed off people. If they're already, a lot of people are going through a lot of things out there and they already feel like it's not their fault. Now you have a gym that wants to make you pay for it. It's gonna suck.
I really think that, I really hate that whole recurring subscription, contracts and all that. Because even if you sign a contract for 1 year and your year is up, they still like renew you without even telling you and all that stuff. So what I do is I talk to the manager of the gym and I tell them, look, I'm paying cash up front for a month, and you're not getting my credit card. You're not getting my driver's license. You're not getting shit from me. I'm paying you cash month to month. I'll pay you, myself. And that's what I do. I actually paid cash, and I had like maybe a week left on my membership. So I'm out that 1 week, of whatever. So I really don't have anything to worry about. So that's a good lesson. Like, try not to do these contracts and recurring subscriptions and all this stuff, because that shit happens all the time with all kinds of things that they just keep trying to bill you. And if you dispute it with your credit card company, then they send you to collections, so it's like you can't win. There's very little consumer protection. So apparently these members, they all got together, signed petitions. They went to the New York Attorney General for help. The New York Attorney General said straight up, look, we can't do anything here because we can't even get a hold of these people. So it's like, what are people supposed to do? I'm just in shock that they would basically piss off all their gym members. So, but I'm curious out there, guys, if your gym is doing the same thing, please let us know. Drop me an email or post on the forums or something to warn others, any gyms that are doing this. But tough shit. If you close your gym, then you need to freeze memberships of the people. Like, that's not right to just keep billing people when they can't even use your gym. So, we'll see what happens with this. So hopefully they do it right, for their members, because this is not good.
Yeah, this is affecting a lot of businesses and a lot of people personally. So, yeah, with the gym, that connection with your customer, it's really important. You don't want to piss them off. Anything you can do to at least give people the option to not be affected by this financially, I think is great. You're going to get a lot of folks that are not going to mind paying the membership while the gym is closed, just because they appreciate their gym and they appreciate their gym and they like going there. But for the most part, most folks are going to want the business owners to burden the loss and for them not to be made to take the loss personally. So that's really important for gyms to reach out to their customers and put them at ease. So at least give them the option, at least give them the option to volunteer to pay their memberships or not. You'll be surprised. I think a lot of folks would want for the owners of their gyms to get the money. You'll be real surprised.
All right, so Rick, what are you doing now? Now, when you're over there, you go to a regular gym. Is it like a franchise gym? Is it a mom and pop gym? What did you do before? Your gym is obviously closed, and so what are you doing now to compensate for that?
Well, at this, my father's house down here in Colombia, he's got a decent little piece of equipment, and I tend to, when I'm down here, when I'm in Colombia, I tend to work out quite a bit at home. I do have a membership to the biggest gym franchise in the country. It's called Body Tech, and I only when I'm in town, I only pay like you for about 2 months, which the gym is almost American gym prices. It's about $40 to $50 a month. So when I'm down here, I just pay for about 60 days, and I never stay the 60 days. I usually out earlier, but it's not a bad expense, and it's a nice gym. And also, I go to a lot of mom and pop gyms just because I work out with people or to meet up with friends. And those, when you go in, you just pay like literally like $2, $3 for the day. Sign a waiver one time, and you only pay $2 to $3 every time you go. It's a mix. I have the franchise gym. There's a reason I like going there. Then ton of working out at home, because sometimes you just don't have the time to get out. And and I'll go to mom and pop gyms to meet up with people, usually to do some, maybe little jitsu, martial arts, whatever. Maybe we're doing a training session with friends, deadlifts and stuff in a group. So it's $2, $3 to come in for the day. People aren't like suing each other left and right here like we do in the States. So like you really can go into a gym and pay a couple dollars and be in and out. And, the gym's not afraid that you're going to step in and hurt your back and sue them. It just doesn't kind of work like that here. So they'll take you $3, $4 and let you work out for the day, and sign a small waiver and you're done. It's pretty simple here.
So what are you doing now? What have you done this week so far to get in your workouts now that the gyms are closed? What are you doing over at your dad's place?
I'm here with a good friend, this girl that I met a little while ago, down here, and it's just us here. And her and I are like working out. She's a fitness model, and she basically works out every day. She does videos every day for her group, showing her home workouts. So her and I work out. We do body weight workouts. We do bands, dumbbells. She'll sit on my back while I do push-ups, do wall crawls, planks. Just get a nice workout and just get the body burning. Push yourself and that's what we're doing. It's just my quarantine style right now. It's just me and this fitness model here. We get our workout in, we cook healthy foods, and I'll be honest. We're not like fully respectful of the quarantine. We do go shopping together. The way we do it is we go into different vehicles, and we come back into different vehicles. And then when you're in the store, if you're walking with somebody, nobody says shit. But yeah, to avoid the regulation, we travel to and from the store into different vehicles to skirt that rule. Just kind of fucked up to admit to, but it's what we're doing. So yeah, it's just body weight workouts, a lot of cardio in the bed, and just that. Because even here, if I try to get out on my bike, like people might say something, authorities might say something. It's weird, but they really don't want you at parks jogging. They don't want you out bike riding for sport. I mean, you can bike ride to the store. You shouldn't be bike riding for sport. It's weird. They really want you off the street here. And even other citizens, other just regular people will come by and say something if you're outside. They're all really wanting to stay indoors and avoid it, because the health system here will collapse if too many people get sick at once. It's already at the borderline during regular times. So they definitely don't want it to get bad with a bunch of people with the cold trying to knock their doors down.
Yeah. So me, what I did yesterday, I did a 1 hour workout. Basically a lot of squats, a lot of lunges, a lot of push-ups. It was all from a YouTube video. It was a little longer than an hour, probably an hour, 15 minutes. Man, it felt great to do a workout like that. I never done that before, where I brought up a video on YouTube like that and just followed someone. So that was the first time I've done that before. So it was a good workout, man, and it really helped get the baby batter out of me. So give that a shot, guys. I mean, and Rick,
get the what out of you?
The all that baby batter that was built up.
Baby batter?
Yeah.
So your girl's supposed to be taking care of that, of the baby batter? What the fuck are you talking about?
The stress.
It's probably a Florida thing. I'm from NY. Baby batter be something different up there.
No, I got that from someone from New York. It's from the Bronx.
Doesn't your girl work at a hospital or something?
Yeah. Yeah. It's been very stressful, bro, because they don't even have masks and stuff. So
so that means she's not really, you're not really quarantined with her at home all day. She goes to work and comes home every day, right?
Exactly. Yep.
Now we're
and then the other thing that's got me stressed too is I know 2 people who got it.
Oh shit! Family members or close people or what?
Close people, yeah, that got it. And I talked to them over the weekend, dude, and I got really stressed out. Like,
are they? I think a lot of people that probably don't need to go to the emergency room are going, but they maybe don't need to be there. They could probably ride it out at home. Which
one of them had to go,
which is probably the bigger problem. I think that's why they're like, oh, we don't have capacity, because of all this talk around the virus. You're gonna get a lot of people going and going to when they don't really need to be there. Maybe.
One of the people, that's what scared me. That's what upset me, was one of the people was like me. They'll never go to the doctor under any circumstance, and they ended up having to go because they couldn't take it anymore after 2 weeks. So that's what stressed me out over the weekend. So, but both are recovering and they made it. So that's good news. But yeah, so that's kind of what stressed me out, guys. So, but let me tell you something, man. Not being able to go work out at a gym, not being able to have that environment, man, it's wearing on people. It's wearing on me. And it's really it's funny because we live this stressful life, and the gym is the way to relieve that stress or relieve that baby batter, as you like to put it, Rick. And if we're not able to get that,
you're the one who introduced baby batter into the podcast today, not me, bro.
If you can't get rid of that, it builds up inside you, man, and it stresses you out. So really, guys, I would suggest Rick's examples and my example too. Try that YouTube thing and try what Rick is suggesting. And you can you got to do it. And it's hard. It's hard to have the discipline to work out at home. It's hard to have that discipline because we go to the gym. How many times over the years have I gone to the gym and not even wanted to go to the gym? But then I got there, I went in there, and then boom, I wanted to work out. But like working out from home, that's hard. It's hard to really get yourself up to do that. So I would suggest whoever you're quarantined with at home, try to get them to work out with you. And I think that will push you and push both of you into doing it. So that's important too, to try it that way too. Because if you're trying to do it on your own, you might not have the motivation to just turn on a YouTube video and follow YouTube for an hour, 15 minutes. So that seems to, help a lot of people. A lot of this is psychological. So, but Rick, what do you attribute all the depression, the rise in domestic violence that we've seen over the past couple of weeks to? You can't just blame it on not being able to go to the gym, right?
Oh, it's a combination of things. Not being able to go to the gym is one. A lot of people get by and get through in their relationships because they're busy all fucking day. But now that you have to sit there and see this person all day, then it begins to really bring into light a lot of those underlying issues that you're probably not quite happy about. So your situation, your girl still has to go to, your life hasn't been that affected. You're not going to the gym anymore, but she's still leaving the house every day. So that's good. But you have a lot of couples now where maybe both are cooked up at home all day. So you start to get on each other's nerves. It's pretty common. It's just what happens when you're married, what else, right? If you're not getting to the gym and releasing energy, and you have to spend way more hours with her than you normally would. Also, kids will get on your nerves a bit too. Love them, but kids will get on your nerves. So you add that to the equation. You're going to have a lot of people that used to just get through their day by working a lot of hours and being out of the house a lot of the time, and now they're not going to be able to do that. You're going to have some domestic issues for sure. A lot of people getting divorced after this for sure.
Yeah, I know a lot of people who are they got kids at home, and the kids are like being very antsy right now, and they're kind of bothering the parents. The parents are trying to work from home. The kids are bothering them. So how do you deal with having kids at home, right? Like if say they got 1, 2, 3 kids that are home from school, how do you deal with that?
Here's how it worked out for me. In NY, my 2 kids, their mom is a nurse, so she's working pretty much every day, and she sent me some pictures today. She's got marks around her face now from keeping a face mask on. So my kids are just kind of quarantined at home. They're not going to school, and they're there with grandma. And my kids have been fine. I WhatsApp video call with them from NY several times throughout the day. We go online and play a little with the younger one, with the 9-year-old one, play a little bit of video games here and there with him online, and they're fine. They're going through just fine. My other little one, the one down here, he's with mom at home. We discussed it, and she decided she wanted to quarantine with him at their place, and they're there, and they're just fine. The kids are fine. Just nowadays, if you give these kids a tablet or a console, they kind of rather stay home than be outside playing. So at least my kids are kind of looking at it as a way to skip school and stay home playing video games, which is kind of what a lot of kids like to do nowadays.
What if the kids usually like to hang out with kids like around the neighborhood and stuff? Are they still doing that? Are they still hanging out in little groups of 2, 3, 4 of them, or are they not allowed to play at all? I haven't even really.
My New York kids don't really get out playing with kids in the neighborhood. They play with their friends at school, and they play sports. They're both wrestlers, but it's not like it used to be anymore. Like when I was a kid, we used to ride around our bikes in the neighborhood crew, But it's just not like that anymore. My kid down here, he'll play with kids in his compound, because here people have little guarded compounds, like guarded cul-de-sacs. He play with kids in around his play area, but even that, people are social distancing from their neighbors, and their neighbors' kids are being kept apart. It's being taken real serious down here. It's mandated by law. They reacted a lot quicker here in Colombia, quarantining everybody. Obviously, I think because the healthcare system just couldn't be able to handle even a slight bit of what's even just going on in NY. It'll make things really tough here. So they're being really proactive and educating people. Which education, it's the main thing, to have a clear message to give people. And they were really good about the message here. So kids are staying away from each other, even from their neighbors across the street. They're just staying away from each other. But even with that, some people are still getting it.
So here's a question. This guy wants to know, he is on cycle. It's another one. We kind of discussed this, I think, on the first episode a few weeks ago. But he wants to know, he's midway through his cycle, and they shut down his gym. And he wants to know if he should just go hop on PCT or he should just keep it going. He's on testosterone and Winstrol. So, Rick, let me ask you first. Do you think he should just go off and just hit PCT, or do you think he should just continue it?
I would just continue it. I would just keep going and work out harder at home. I mean, I don't really see, unless your cycle is maybe driving you a little bit crazy and making it harder for you to quarantine at home with your significant other and your family, which can happen. Unless you're pinpointing that issue, just keep riding it. Work out at home. Get as hard as a workout as you can at home, and just keep trucking. I wouldn't stop my cycle because of this at all. No, why would you?
Yeah, I would. I think it depends if you're able to be disciplined enough to keep working out. Not necessarily the case where you can go to a gym and even get in a good workout. Not all gyms are, the same. Some gyms are really, really good. Some gyms are not. So you might be able to even get a better workout at home in some situations. So it really depends on your particular situation. That's a tough one halfway through. I would say if you just started, I would just come off. But if you're kind of halfway through or toward the end, I would just go ahead and finish the cycle. And you should be able to get in some decent workouts at home. Try to see maybe too if you can get a hold of some weights. Maybe try Craigslist. Try to get some weights at home from Craigslist or any place online, and see if you can just work out with the actual weight. So that's an opportunity. A lot of people who have home gyms look like geniuses right now, Rick. After this, they're becoming best friends for a lot of people. So
Well, if you're complaining about not being able to get to a gym and get a full workout, but you can't like drop and do 100 in one shot, then you got to rethink things. Take this whole thing as an opportunity to just like get there, be able to like drop and do 100 one shot, 100 push-ups one shot. A lot of grown men that can't even do that yet. So this is just a great opportunity to get there. You can't complain about not being able to get a great workout at home if you can't do 100 push-ups in one shot. Now, there's an Instagram challenge. People do 30 push-ups. That's a challenge. Imagine that, 30 push-ups. I think maybe having a bucket of ice poured over your head like some other challenges I've seen, that makes a little bit more sense. 30 push-ups? That's supposed to be something, a challenge? Come on now. So, yeah, you can't complain about not being able to get a good workout if you can't plank for over a minute, if you can't drop and do 100 push-ups. If you can't drop and do 100 sit-ups, one shot, hard sit-ups. You can't really complain about not being able to get this great workout if you can't even do some really good basic like calisthenic workouts and body weight workouts that just coming out of high school you should have been able to do already. So It's plenty of opportunities to work out at home. No reason to stop your cycle. No reason to go into PCT. Just make it work. Just make it work. As a matter of fact, once you make your home your gym and your quarantine, you're kind of living in the gym. You really can put together some really intricate workouts. Do some in the morning, some in the afternoon, a little something at night. Just put it all together, and you probably get a great workout, incredible workout. If you're kind of forced to spend your home with your equipment, you could really break this up and make the kind of workout program that you wouldn't be able to do otherwise, because you maybe couldn't find yourself going to the gym 3 times a day, driving there, parking, getting out your car. Not 3 times a day. If you're working out at home, you could do that. You get like a crazy workout going. I would just do it. Don't try to find everything as an opportunity, as an advantage to do something new and have a little adventure, as opposed to looking at it as a problem, right?
Yeah, I mean, push-ups are wonderful. Try to find like maybe a tree or something that you can do pull-ups. A tree branch. Growing up, I used to have a tree branch outside my house. I come home from school and I would just go and do as many pull-ups as I could after school. I started the first time I did it, maybe I could do 2 or 3. And then after a while, I was doing like 20, 30, 40. So that could be a nice little challenge for you to improve yourself. And then, you can always make the push-ups harder. You can always just put something on your back to make it harder. Put your cat or something or your dog on your back or something, or put some type of like a picture frame or something on your back, give yourself some weights. So there's a lot of options, guys. You can use a chair for squats. You can use the wall for squats. There's all kinds of different things. So we'll be having more ideas on upcoming episodes, guys. But hopefully this helps you a little bit to get motivated and go out there. It's just really, really tough right now. Any final thoughts on the depression, dealing with the depression and dealing with the negative thoughts in your mind from all this happening? Because you turn on the news and it's just so fucking negative, man. It just depresses you what you're seeing. Like they're showing like bodies in New York being moved from the hospital and stuff. It sucks, man. So any final thoughts on that, Rick, to help these guys out?
Just try to see everything as an adventure. Just see it as part of your life, part of an adventure. Most people sit there and get worried and wreck their health, worried about stuff when they're not even really being immediately affected by it. Your body's not in physical pain. You're really not in any sort of ordeal, but you'll sit there and think about how bad things are, quote unquote, or how bad things can get, and have a whole physical reaction, a whole cascading physical reaction of stress hormones, and your heart health is impacted and you just don't feel good. Just no reason for all of that, guys. Life is an adventure. In any adventure, there are ups, there are downs. And just remember that the downs are not going to last too long. There'll be ups again. And just remember, when you're up, you will be down again. It's just the cycle of life and how things go. So just everybody out there, just see your life as an adventure. We're in a chapter of the adventure where things might be uncertain. And then after this, if you stay positive, if you keep working hard, if you keep your brain focused, you'll be able to turn this around, maybe turn the situation into something of benefit to you and to your family. So don't get too stressed out over the things that aren't immediately hurting you. Wait to cross those bridges. If you're going to get upset about financial situations or your business or whatever, just wait until things are really in front of you to deal with them, and maybe even get a little bit stressed. But don't do it weeks and months ahead of time, especially, thinking of worst case scenarios and getting depressed over them when things are still up in the air, where we don't know how things are really going to work out. It's not a good way to live, guys. So I don't know, man, just keep optimistic. And as long as you're feeling good, body-wise, health-wise, every day, anything else is just an adventure. It's just something you have to get out and deal with, and something good will happen. That's the only thing I could say, guys. It's don't get too down when things in life just look like they're taking a little bit of a downturn. It is part of the story. It's part of the movie. It's part of living a full life, is going through ordeals and then becoming a better person as you surface triumphant on the other end. It's part of what builds you. It's part of what makes a story, someone's life story, interesting. So just don't ever forget that while you're going through the thick of it and the muck of it, that this kind of ordeals and decision making and having to deal with adversity, this is what makes your story, your life story, interesting and worth reading at the end of the day. So just take it all with a smile, guys. It's the best advice I give.
My advice is just man up, man. Stop being so fucking like upset and depressed and negative, man. Things aren't, you know what I'm saying? Like, just instead of focusing on the bad shit, look at everything out there. At least you're fucking alive. At least you're not sitting in the fucking hospital room with a fucking 105-degree fever, dying right now with a fucking respirator that you have to share with this fucking old guy next to you. So, I mean, come on, man. Just because you can't fucking go to the gym, you're gonna fucking cry? I mean, really? I mean, come on, guys. Let's snap out of it. Enough with this shit. And I'm talking to myself right now more than anything. So, God, you know, life is great. You know, look at the positives. Look at the positives, and get out there and just fucking work out, man. I should fucking put up videos for you guys. I'm gonna start putting up videos on YouTube so you guys can fucking follow me for an hour. Okay? You want me to do that? I'm gonna fucking put videos of myself. I'm not even gonna be wearing anything. I'm gonna be fucking butt-ass naked. And you can follow with naked push-ups, naked pull-ups, all this shit. And I'll get, you know, say it just to wake you guys up. So don't make me have to do that. Get out there, and right now, after this podcast is over, get down there and do 50 push-ups, and then you'll feel 100% better. All right, guys. What do you think, Rick?
It sounds interesting, man. You know, I can look at my current situation right now, going through this quarantine and this whole situation that changed our world overnight. I could get real negative. I could get real positive. Yeah, I'm stuck outside of the U.S. pretty much, away from away from everything. It's just what happens, but I'm not negative about it. I'm fine. You know, because of the way things worked out and because of how quickly they reacted here, this this fitness model ended up getting stuck outside of her home city. So it just made sense that we'd bunk together. And it just happened. It's kind of like you meet a girl and she's really all that, and then you like wish like, damn, I could be in a deserted island with her for a month and be happy. It kind of just happened to me. So you just, I don't know, just look at everything as an adventure and as an opportunity to have a great new story to add to your life. You know, that's what I'm going through now. Again, I get real negative, or I could look at this as something real positive, and that's what I'm trying to do. You know, just look at the positiveness of everything, and as long as I'm healthy and my body's not in pain, that's 99% of it. You go out and fix the rest of life as long as you're healthy, you know, and health physically and mentally, because your mind will sicken your physical body if you allow your mind to think of poisonous thoughts and bad things. So yeah, I mean, I'm making the most of it. You know, this girl I met her just over a month ago for the first time, actually. And now we're kind of stuck here together. It's been great. It's been awesome. It's been a beautiful romance. So
that's awesome, bro. I'm going to be dancing at your wedding. In another 2 months.
My what? I mean, have you not been listening to the podcast for the past year, bro? Dancing at my what? Come on, man.
All it took you is being the perfect girl to change your mind.
No, but see, that's an illusion. You see, love is the illusion that she's different from the rest. So as long as you keep that in mind, you'll be fine, bro. Are you spending more time with your significant other now? I bet, now that you're not going to the gym, and is it strengthening the relationship, or are you guys sick of each other?
No, it's good. It's actually strengthening it. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I would say it is. Yeah. I'm surprised, yeah, because everyone I talk to is fighting. Every couple I talk to, like, they can't stand each other. They're fighting. They're miserable. They got the kids at home.
That's because you don't have kids together. You guys are like best friends that have sex at this point. You don't have kids together. You're not stuck, and you met each other as adults. So it's definitely a good recipe for good relationship.
Yeah, man, for sure. For sure.
A lot of people that are quarantined right now with their significant other, they're looking at her or him saying, fuck, I should have left 4 or 5 years ago when I had the chance.
Now you can't rent a fucking place to move out.
Like damn it, I thought I could take this. I'd be here for the kids, and it's quarantine. I can't take it. Yeah, it's tough. It's gonna be tough for a lot of people that settled in or didn't move on when they had the chance at the time was right. Now they're just stuck. It's
some of the things I've talked to, Rick, with people has been disagreements, because I'll give you an example. One person wants to go out, wants to go just get out of the house, and the other person is like, look, no, you shouldn't go out. You're going to catch something. You're going to bring it home. You're going to give it to me. So that's kind of arguing over that. There's been arguing about finances. Like, let's help out a relative. Let's help out a family member. Their shop got closed a week ago. Let's throw them, some money. Well, wait a minute. We might be out of a job too. I don't want to start giving money away to people and then we be screwed, So that's what people are fighting over right now.
How are you handling your old lady coming from work every day from the hospital? Are you make her like wash off and all that stuff before you hug her, or does she come in and you just go straight and hug her and kiss her like it's all good?
No, she's definitely throws her all stuff in the wash and everything first. Yeah.
You hose her down outside with the hose or something?
Yeah, just like from Pulp Fiction. Remember in Pulp Fiction where they got hosed down after they shot the guy?
You go, G's up, hose down. I'm gonna hose you down.
Yeah. No, but I mean, I'm worried. I'm kind of worried about it, bro. But guys, you got to take care of your fucking immune system. The next podcast we do on this, we're going to discuss ways to actually take care of your immune system, supplements to use, and what to do to take care of your immune system.
If you guys need a good multivitamin, 3D multivitamin, N2Guard, guys. It's a great product to keep organs healthy, detox the body. Definitely you want to detox everything if you are going to go through some kind of cold, some kind of issue. So N2Guard, 3D multi. If you want to boost, your defenses, your attitude, if you want to feel better, if you want to have more lead in your pencil, to take advantage of quarantine now if you're stuck at home with your significant other, N2Generate will definitely put some lead in your pencil, give you a mental boost, probably make you feel better about the whole situation, in my opinion. So those 3 from my shop, guys, if you guys want to support, Steve and I will continue to make these podcasts for you guys, keep you entertained a couple of times a week. And yeah, just come out and support, guys. 3D multi, N2Guard, and N2Generate. 3 items that I'm advising guys take through this whole thing, just to keep your body going well and help keep your mental attitude, positive outlook, just give you that androgen drive where you can take over the world, even if we're all